Hey guys, this is Beer Gaming and welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to discuss a different Fatecore theme, but before we do that, let's go first and discuss the news that's going to happen after this Thursday scheduled maintenance. Because we received news that the first 3 Mythic Heroes in Exos Heroes, which are Misty, Rood, and Bitru, are going to have a Hero Rebalancing, or it's a skill adjustment, which is going to be applied after the update on Thursday. So let's check it out. I actually cannot show you the update. I mean, yung anong mismong ano ba to? Yung magiging skills nila after the update. Because, yun nga, hindi ko pa alam paano ilagay ito dito sa video. But, I can just read it to you so that you'll be able to have an idea of what is going to happen. So, the first 3 mythics are here. You can check them in the journal. And as you can see here, Misty and Bitru are in color gray, which means I don't have them yet. So, I was just lucky with Rood. I was able to get him during his time of release. So, let's go first to Misty.
I was able to briefly forget about
Misty?
my sadness.
So, her passive is Benevolence, grants damage immunity 1 time to 1 ally with the lowest health at the end of own turn, 1 time per 2 rounds. And the Frigid Wings will increase own effect resist by 20% upon receiving damage, stacks up to 3 times. So, her entire passive will be changed because after the update, it will be the buff grants damage immunity 1 time to 1 ally with the lowest health, and self at the end of own turn 1 time per 2 rounds, and target gains 1 mana when the damage immunity effect is removed. So may mangyayari na pagdi-distribute ng mana, which is really good. And next, the Frigid Wings, after the update, it will be grants 30% increased effect resist to all allies at the start of battle, and increases own effect resist by 10% upon receiving damage, stacks up to 3 times. So that will be the changes which is going to happen in her passive. And also, the first skill is just the same. Ito, deals 262% damage to one enemy and increases the damage target receives by 40% for 5 turns. That will be just the same, but her second skill, Virtuous Light, it says here, deals 127% damage to all enemies and cleanses all debuffs from all allies, grants immunity to self for 2 turns. So, the buff here grants immunity to self. It will be changed to immunity to all allies for 5 turns. So, that's really something. I mean, after Thursday's update, I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of people who will be using Misty again in 7 standard. Kasi imagine nyo, immunity to self lang nakasabi dito, pero after the update, to all allies na. So, that's really something. So, that's all for Misty's rebalancing. And also, if you want to know what rebalancing means, it's usually a term in games, especially in gacha games, wherein the developers decided to change, or from the word balance, to balance out the skills of those heroes mentioned para magiging pantay-pantay lahat. Kasi this happens where people will start sending emails to the developers complaining that this certain hero is too weak even after building him or her, with giving her all the gears, perfect gears, kung ano man yan, pero still they say that this certain hero is weak. Kaya, they will adjust the skills para maging competitive ulit yung said hero. And also, meron nangyayari nerfing wherein this particular hero is too overpowered. Lagi niyang na-overshadow yung mga ibang heroes kahit mga minimum or minimal gearing lang or build, pero still that hero is too overpowered. So yun nga, when the developers hear this, so what they're going to do is to rebalance para ayun nga, so that all the heroes will be equally powerful. Ganon. So as for now, this current rebalancing, it seems that they will be receiving buffs or improvements for these first 3 Mythic Heroes. So next let's go to Rood.
Let's duel again sometime.
So the changes for Rood is particularly on his first skill, because his passive is just the same. Grants Resurrect to self and one ally with the highest attack for 10 rounds upon defeating enemy. Resurrect can only be granted 1 time for each ally hero, and grants immunity to self for 3 turns at the start of the round. Just the same, there's no changes for that. The changes will be happening in his first skill. It says here, Striking Blow deals 262% damage to one enemy and cleanses 1 debuff from self. What will happen is after the update, particularly dito sa meron siyang additional na debuff, 70% chance to afflict target with burn, to deal 92% damage every turn for 4 turns. So that will be added to his first skill, and also the cleanse will be changed to cleanses all debuffs from self, because it says here sa current cleanses 1 debuff, pero after that it will be all debuffs. So kahit ano yan, nakapatong-patong yung silent, probably bind and burn, what else, ganon, lahat matatanggal yun. So his second skill is the same, Royal Sting, deals 127% piercing damage to all enemies and deals 120% extra damage to each ally hero, granting an active buff to self. So that's just the same. For our third Mythic Hero, Bitru,
Every day will be victorious.
so
when
the
you're
changes
with
will
me.
be happening to her passive only. It says here, Pressure decreases defense of all allies by 20% at the start of ally's turn, remove at the end of own turn. And Frenzy decreases damage received on self by 20% and increases own attack by 20% at the start of ally's turn. Stacks up to 3 times and remove at the end of own turn. So that's her current passive, but the changes will happen to the debuff. Decreases defense of all enemies by 20%. Oh no, I just read the old one. So sorry for that. This is the changes. Right, the new passive. Decreases defense of all enemies by 15% at the start of ally's turn and stacks up to 3 times, remove at the end of own turn. So, yun yung changes mangyayari. Just for Bitru. And as for her first skill here, so I'm just reading in my other phone yung mga changes. For here, her first skill, nothing is changed. Starry Night Sky deals 63% lifesteal damage to all enemies and heals for 70% of the damage dealt, and grants stealth to self for 4 turns. So now no changes here. And also for Dragon Glorification, her second skill, deals 127% to all enemies, and if the target is debuffed, deals 150% extra damage and purges 1 buff from target. No changes here also. So that's pretty
Hope
much
you don't
it
hold it.
I
for
was able
the
to.
skill
That was a
rebalancing
good
or
fight.
hero
Every
rebalancing
day
for
will
our
be
first 2 Mythic
victorious when
heroes.
you're with me.
So now let's go back to the main topic for this video. And the Fatecore theme we'll be discussing today is the Awakening. So as you can see, these are the lists of heroes under the Awakening theme. And if you notice, the first one, my Shufraken is in gray because that means I haven't gotten him yet. This is one of the heroes that I really didn't get the chance to get him, even from those pulls. Because sometimes when you pull a certain hero from the banner, let's say there's a new banner released for today, and if you happen to try your luck and pull for that said Fatecore, new Fatecore, there is also a probability or chance that you'll be able to get other heroes as well. Hindi lang yung current hero or current banner or current Fatecore for that matter. So, I'm just unlucky because I really didn't get the chance to get this hero. And supposed to be, I was really planning to build Northbound Frosty Nation team after the Season 5 update because I really want to try them. Because I've been using Lenombe and Grindan from the start of the game, or from the start when I started playing the game, I mean. And after the Season 5 update, I really wanted to venture out. So, what happened is, instead of building Northbound Frosty's team, I end up building Brune's team with Dorka because she is also one of the most popular heroes here in the game. So, why not? So, here, this is Dragon Emperor Shufraken. Awakening theme. So, it's like the way I see it. Para ba tong yung mga heroes who have unleashed their power at a certain point? Because if you're following the story, like for Regal in that matter, there's a point where he got so angry because there was something happening and his powers were awakened. So thus yan yung awakening theme. But you know, that's how I understand the game. Pero maybe you also have a different perception or assumption regarding this theme. So, ayun nga, you can see Shufraken here is a gold Fatecore. Also, Regal is also a gold Fatecore here. And the rest are black ones. Ayan. So, let's start. So, Shufraken, who is also a general. So, let's check out his passive. It says here, Fear of the Abyss. Debuff, if the target attack by self has debuff, increases target with bind for 8 turns. It says here, Iron Army increases attack defense and maximum health of heroes from Northbound Frosty by 10%. So, yung pa rin since he's a general. So, mostly the usual perk a general has, dala-dala pa rin niya yun. Then here is the Awakening. The main theme or main passive for the Awakening theme is grants damage immunity one time to self when own health falls to 30% or below after receiving damage from enemy and gain 2 mana. So that's the main theme perk from the Awakening theme. So in case natamaan sila na sobrang malaking damage, they will be immune for 1 turn. Tapos they will be getting 2 manas. So, Harbinger of End increases defense of all allies equipped with Awakening theme. So, eto rin yung tawag dito. Ano ba yung sinabi ko kahapon? 'Di ba? Parang meron siyang aside the main passive, meron rin siyang additional which is increases defense of all allies equipped with Awakening theme Fatecore by 15%. So, this is for the theme. So, parang, if you know what I mean, Harbinger of End works when you put the heroes of the same theme in one team. So, theme and team. Mahirap, mabubulol tayo dito. So, if you put Shufraken and the other heroes here na mga Black Fate Cores like Lepin, Ramji, Baraka, Otard, and Shakan. So, since they are together, they will be receiving the additional increased defense by 15% since they are equipped with Fatecore team. Sabay-sabay sila. They will be able to receive the 15%. And also, individually, ito nga, the main passive of the Awakening theme is the grants immunity, yung damage immunity. So, lahat sila yan meron. It doesn't mean that Shufraken or Regal must be in the team with them so that they'll be able to receive this grants damage immunity. They can do it on their own. But Harbinger of End, this works when Shufraken is with them. So, please don't get confused with that. Though, at first, ako rin na-confused. Pero now, I think I'm getting the hang of it. So, his first skill is Demon Sword of Disintegration. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and purges one debuff from the target. So, like I recall from his regular Fated Hero, meron tong lifesteal or heal, pero this is removed here sa Fatecore. Pero actually, his skill kit or ano ba tawag dyan? Basta yung entire skills, talagang maganda siya in Fatecore. So the second skill is Destruction of Time and Space. Deals 200% damage to all back row enemies and 60% chance to afflict target with Provoke for 5 turns. So, ayun. So, that is Shufraken. Next, we will go to Regal. You know, he's my favorite hero talaga from the start. And he's also in gold. His first skill is Ayajutsu. Increases critical hit rate of all back row allies by 10% at the start of the battle. Also, when an ally lands a critical hit, increases all critical damage by 10%, stacks up to 40 times. So, lalong palakas na palakas to. Magiging 40% critical damage additional when this happens. So, Conquest. Ito na. Since Regal is a general, meron siyang specific perk in his nation. Increases attack, defense, and maximum health of heroes from Lenombe by 10%. So, yan yun. And the Awakening, yun, the main passive of the Awakening team, grants damage immunity to one time at 2. One self... ano ba yan? Nabubulol ako. Grants damage immunity one time to self when own health falls to 30% or below after receiving damage and gains mana by 2. So, yan yun. And Pride of Warrior. So, if these heroes are with Regal, increases critical hit rate of all allies equipped with Awakening Theme by 5%. So, yan yun. So, if these heroes here are with him in the team, they will be able to receive the increased 5% critical hit rate. So, yan. His first skill is Quick Slash, deals 262% damage to one enemy and 70% chance to purge all buffs from target. His second skill is Silent Slash, deals 525% damage to one enemy and 90% chance to mana burn. So, yun pa rin, same as his Fated version. 90% chance to mana burn. Talagang magandang help to. That's Executor of Battlefield, Regal. So, if you notice here guys, diba I always tell you, whenever there's one Fatecore, there's always two. I mean, whenever there's one gold Fatecore, there's always two black Fatecores. But in this case, this is 5. So, ibig sabihin, there will be one that is left out because we are basing it here sa core memory. If you're going to check the Awakening theme here, let's go here. You can see 2 core memories under the Awakening theme and isa dito yung wala, which is Ramji. Because like I said, for every gold Fatecore, there is 2 black along with him. So for Regal, it's Shakan and Otard, while for Shufraken, it's Lepin and Baraka. So, Ramji is not included in the core memory. Because, if you noticed yesterday in our discussion with the first Guardian, Ramji is already included with one of the core memories there. So next, we go to Lepid, Fairy Queen of Protection. This is one of the coolest hero here. Nag-iisa lang siyang fairy and talagang maganda talaga yung ano niya, yung image. Her passive is Powder of Death. 50% chance to afflict target with silence for 5 turns when basic attacking. And the Awakening perk under the Awakening theme grants damage immediately to oneself when own health falls to 30% below after receiving damage from enemy and gain 2 mana. So, yan talaga yun. Yung main passive or main perk under the Awakening theme. So, everyone in here gets it. Her first skill is Light of Purification. Deals 187% damage to one enemy and grants heal over time that heals one ally by 12% of own maximum health every turn for 4 turns. Her second skill is Blessing of Fairies. Heals all allies by 17% of maximum health and grants a barrier equal to 17% of own maximum health to all allies for 12 turns. Actually, currently, I'm building Lepin because she's under the Nation Rune and I'm really testing out Rune's Nation now for my third team. And since I've noticed the passives or the skills here, it says 12% of own maximum health. I was really trying my best looking for gears that contains a lot of HP so that yung 12% magiging malaki yun. So that's Lepin. Next, we go to Baraka, King of Wasted Red. His passive is Confirm Kill, triggers double team when an ally basic attacks 1 time per round. Mana Burn, 1 mana target and then grants gain mana to all back row allies. So whenever he attacks, there is a possibility that he can burn 1 mana from the target, and when that happens, it distributes 1 mana to all back row allies. Talagang useful siya if successful. So I think dapat talaga mataas ang effect hit ni Baraka. So again, the Awakening passive, just the same. His first skill is Assassin Art, deals 187% damage to one enemy and 60% chance to afflict target with silence for 4 turns. Meron siyang CC. And his second skill is Madman's Flurry, deals 262% piercing damage to one enemy. Right? Let's move on to the next. Heir to the Throne, Ramji. His passive is Anxiety, increases own attack speed by 20% for 8 turns when an ally heals. So sana ganun rin yung mga tao whenever they feel anxious. Tumataas ang attack as to speed. I keep on stuttering today. Ini-increase yung attack speed ng mga tao. Pero saan ba natin gagamitin if it happens in real life? So he also has the Awakening passive perk from the theme. His first skill is Touch of Darkness. Deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to afflict target with Nullify Heal for 6 turns. His second skill, White Lion Run, deals 89% damage to all enemies and 50% chance to afflict target with decreased health regeneration by 16% for 8 turns. So, when you reach a certain chapter in the story wherein the enemies keep on healing, it's really good if you have Ramji because he can stop that healing, yung mga health regeneration effects from that enemy. So, you better watch out for that kasi sobrang important si Ramji doon. Next is Otard, Dominator of Battle. Her passive is Situation Analysis, cleanses 1 debuff of all allies when an ally dies, and the Awakening perk passive. Hindi ko alam kung paano siya sabihin. I keep on saying Awakening passive perk, Awakening perk, pero ito talaga yung main. I'll figure out pa rin kung paano siyang sabihin. Pero this is the main theme passive. Yun, main passive of the team. Oh, hi first viewer of our streaming video here. Kumusta ka na? And how are you? I hope you're doing well today. It's pretty hot. Compared for the previous days na medyo mahangin, presko, umuulan konti. Pero today is really hot. So, hi to you and welcome to our channel. I am discussing a different theme of Fatecore, which is the Awakening theme today. So, the second skill is Destruction Blow, deals 187% damage to all enemies and 60% chance to decrease defense of target by 22% for 10 turns. Yan, si Otard. Para siyang, ano ba? Warrior of the Forest. And the last character under the Awakening Fatecore theme is Shakan, Blue Dragon's Descent. His passive is gain immortality for 6 turns upon receiving damage beyond own current health 1 time per battle. And the same main passive for the Awakening theme. His first skill is Dragon's Anger, deals 150% damage to one enemy and 50% chance to decrease attack of target by 18% for 6 turns. His second skill is the Log Dragon, the Luge. I'll be checking that out. Deals 105% damage to all back row enemies and 50% chance to hit target with Nullify buff for 5 turns. Yes, this is Shakan. And he's also from Lenombe. And if you heard me saying from the previous video that I made, I was torn between Glenn or Shakan when I was looking for a defense type hero for my Lenombe team, but I end up using Glenn instead of him, Shakan, because for me Glenn is more usable because aside from he's increasing the defense of the hero under the nation, also he has a modification passive under the summer theme, which we'll be able to discuss that later on. So, that's all for the Awakening Hero. So, let's try and check out their perks. I mean, ano ba? What's happening to me today? Parang, alam na lang sinasabi ko, nawawala. Let's check out their skills, I mean. So, just tap the magnifying glass button. You'll be able to see here. Oh! In this case, I'll be able to see his appearance effect for the first time since I didn't have the chance to get him. So ito yun.
This overwhelming power.
So if you're pulling for Fatecores and you'll be able to see these, so that means you got the Shufrakan hero. The Shufrakan hero talaga, no? Illustrations here. As always, you can see or hear the voices.
This overwhelming power.
Next is the skill preview. This is his normal attack.
Oh,
First skill.
I'll show you absolute power.
Diba? He really looks evil. But if you ask me, even if ever someday I'll be able to get the Fated Shufraken version, I will still use the Fated one, not this Fatecore. Because, ewan ko, parang he looks too evil for me. Ewan ko, ano ko lang yun. Parang, it's my thing. Next. Oops. Napress ko. the second skill. He's also a dark element hero, kaya ganun, dark. And I was able to get his exclusive weapon because there was this event wherein they are giving out one exclusive equipment selector. And since during that time I was really planning to build his nation, I was able to get it. Oh, I'll show it to you just for proof. Kailangan talaga may proof ngayon, no? So let's just go back and check the manage heroes. And as you can see here, I was able to get his fated version.
To your king.
And here you can see, yeah, the exclusive weapon. You can see it's really dark and glowing. Pero di ba ang ganda niya? Well, getting the exclusive weapon doesn't mean that the skill animation changes. Usually, the skill animation will change based on the Fatecore. But it only works for blue, gold, black, and red, I think, yes. Pero if you happen to get the orange Fatecore, it's just the same. Yung skill animation, wala talagang yung sobrang changes talaga. Although yes, sa orange Fatecore, meron naman yung style, yung colors, pero it's pretty much the same rin. So, that's my Shufraken version, and let's go back to the Awakened Fatecore. So it's here. After Shufraken, this is Regal. Let's check out his appearance effect first.
I am their leader, but King's Guard are not so obedient.
That's the illustrations. Again, the skill preview. Ayan. First skill. The second skill.
Don't even think about escape.
Okay. Ano pala? The skill animation changes. Yes, meron sila talaga. Although parang it doesn't apply to all. You can see some of the heroes here have the same skill animation, but sometimes the colors and effects just change. Pero their actions are pretty much the same. But for some others who are lucky enough to have everything change, so I just didn't, parang hindi ko pa talaga na-check kung sino-sino talaga yun. Pero we'll be able to get there. And then his story, to be able to see his story here, what happened to him, and other statistics about the hero. Next we go to Lepin. Her appearance effect. O, diba? Para talaga siyang
My
fairy.
help.
Illustration. Her skill preview.
I'll show you what I see. Take
Her
this.
skill. So, her first skill, grants heal over time. Yan pala yun. You see that small circle green thing beneath her? That's the heal over time effect.
Leave it to me.
Oh, there we go
All
again.
be fine.
Whenever you long press the skill, you'll be able to see the details. So, yun, that's her second skill, which also grants a barrier. Hero story here. Next is Baraka. Appearance
Who's
effect.
next? It's quite exciting. No, it's not an assassination.
Then illustrations. His skill preview. This is the normal attack. And then the first skill.
You too, going to boil me?
And the second skill.
Of course.
Actually, I was using this current Fatecore for Baraka before. Just before his gold Fatecore was released. Yung Young Prince Baraka. So, before, I was using this and I was able to Fusion 5 and then the gold Fatecore came. So, it was really a questionable thought for me because I was really thinking I already Fusion 5 this current Fatecore and now a gold Fatecore comes. Pero since we all know that gold Fatecores are the best, I just equipped the gold Fatecore with my eyes closed. And surprisingly, I was able to get the benefits. Talagang malakas ang gold Fatecore niya. And here is the story. And if you're interested with the story, you can always check it here and read it for yourself. Because if I'm going to read it now, it will really take too long. And I just don't want my videos to be boring. Alam niyo yun, parang wala nang design, wala nang thumbnail. I'm not able to post mga things here just on top of the video. Tapos boring pa, diba? So, ayoko naman mangyari yun. So here is Ramji. This is the appearance effect.
The King's Guard. Such a facade. In many ways.
Ayan. So in this Fatecore, he has a white cat. Because previously you saw him, he has one Fatecore with black cat. No, I think that's the regular one, the black cat one. See, this case, it's white, and the other one, which is the first guardian, which I showed you yesterday, he has a cheetah. So this is the illustration, and then the skill preview. Normal attack first, and then the first skill. Oops.
You! Stop!
I keep on pressing too long, that's why. And then the second skill. Oh, so this transforms into a lion. Ayun. And then his story. Next is Otard. Let's check out her appearance effect first.
Yeah! Now this is what you call a battle!
Illustration. And then the skill preview. Yeah. The first skill.
Survive this, I'll accept defeat!
You can see her, the way she carries her axe. It's like it's really heavy. No? Second skill.
Hey! Been hit by
And actually, she's really quite strong. Okay, the hero story. Here in the hero story, you'll be able to see her gender, nation, hero tier, element, age, race, position, birthday, and a little story background here just below. The last Fatecore hero under the Awakening theme is Shakan. Appearance effect.
I'll lend a hand. Get ready.
Para ba siyang jester, no? With all those checkered patterns and those balloon-like sleeves. Para siyang dragon na ano. Oh, and we also forgot the 360 rotation for each hero. Paano na yan? Ayun lang. Introduction. Oh wait, we forgot the appearance effect.
I'll lend a hand.
Ay, hindi. We already did that. Grabe no, I'm really not myself today. Skill preview. So this is the normal attack. Her, I mean, his first skill. Then his second skill.
The era of the Dragon Clan shall begin.
Parang ang lakas niya, no? Ayun. My raining effect. So, that is Shakan for you. Let's just go back. We take another look at our hero. So, this is Otard again. Para siyang ano, yung Amazon warrior in the forest. This is Ramji. Look at those patterns. Talagang ganda, no? Next is Baraka. He's floating mid-air. So, he also possesses some supernatural powers. Next is Lepin. So, everyone was asking, saan na daw yung paa niya? Because in her legendary form, the regular one, she has a pair of legs. But here, in the Fatecore version, it seems that everyone was telling her legs are gone and it was transformed into a tail. But how can that be? Because she's a fairy and she has wings. So, does she swim half body and fly on the upper part as well? So that's Lepi. Next is my ever favorite Regal. Really biased with this hero because I really like his skill and also I really like his story. So he looks like a parang warrior-like knight and he has this double sword and a shield. Actually, there are two versions of this costume because you can see the pants here are really baggy. And also there is a pant or pants where you can get it from the event. I just forgot. I think it's in the April Fool's event. So there's also one version wherein it's just a normal pants wherein it's a bit fitting to him. Whereas this is really baggy. Ewan ko ba, uso ba dyan yung mga baggy pants at their time? And this one is Shufraken. So he's also floating. Ayan. The main villain of this game or story. So that's it for the Awakening theme. So we still have a lot of Fatecores to discuss in the next succeeding days because yesterday we were able to discuss the first Guardian first, this. And don't forget guys, whenever you see a photo here on the right that's in color gray, that means I don't have the hero or Fatecore yet. I just have the other version. And today we just discussed the Awakening theme. So you can see here that there's a lot of Fatecores or Fatecore themes for us to discuss until we reach the latest one, which is the Sunset Time. And also, like I requested you guys, please continue to subscribe or like my videos perhaps, and subscribe my channel here in Twitch. And also there's this YouTube channel wherein all the previous videos that are made here are saved there for future references, especially if you just want to play the game, you want to start playing the game, I mean, and if you're already a veteran and still struggle after the Season 5 update. So again, if you want to know how come I keep on mentioning before Season 5 update, after Season 5 update, is there really a huge struggle in between these updates? Yes, because everything has really changed. But I'm one of the few, should I say few? I'm one of the players who went on and moved on with the game. Pero all I can say is maganda pa rin talaga ang Exos Heroes. And it seems the new Fatecore that are released currently have really good passives. I think this is way of balancing the game because before Season 5 update, the passives were really nice. Every hero, especially the generals, have very unique passives. I mean, sobrang ganda niya. Pero after the Season 5 update, it was really changed. It was rebalanced. That's the term. Para lahat pantay-pantay. It became somewhat plain. Pero all I can say is artifacts were introduced, so you'll be able to get the other passives there. It's up to you how to mix and match. And also, yun nga, the new Fatecore's release currently are really good. So, I think okay lang siya. So, there are news that Season 6 is coming soon. I don't know because usually whenever the developers release developers notes, usually the major update comes after a week or two. So it happened that the Season 5 news, Season 6 news update was announced a week before or 2 weeks before. So I think it's happening this Thursday. I think we are going to have a major update this coming Thursday. And also, the one I mentioned earlier about the rebalancing of the first 3 mythics that we have, Misty, Rood, and Bitru. All of their skills will be changed after the update. So you have to watch out for it, guys. So that's about it. Please continue supporting my videos, and also please do not forget to subscribe my YouTube channel, and I'll see you again tomorrow for our next awakening, or I am really struggling today. What I meant to say, for the next theme of Fatecore. So have a nice day, guys.